I feel like I'm gonna screw up on the introductions, but okay, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, welcome to Deoceide Oceanic Weekly Podcast. My name is Knightfall. Joining me this week is Alexander HughZ. How's it going, man?
G'day. Yeah, good. Thanks. How are you?
Not too bad. We also have Joe Killage Pignatero. Did I get it?
No, you messed it up a little bit. But
God,
that's
how do
okay.
you pronounce it?
Pignatara.
Pignataro. Okay, there we go. Difficult. And also we do have the General's Gentleman. That is Archon
Hey!
Hawk on the left there, and the Machine on the right. How's it going, guys?
Pretty
Very
good.
good.
Pretty good.
Nice. All right.
Should be
So,
interesting. Have three different guests, basically.
yeah, instead of like our usual one. Yeah. So Rankonius is not here, unfortunately. He could not turn up, and TopNotch is also not here.
Rip.
Rip in peace to him. Not that much happened this week, guys. We do have a couple things. So first off, HughZ, you've
Yeah.
written an article.
Yeah, bro. So, Rankoni has posted in the Facebook group that Team Immunity was looking for someone to write for them about Smite, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that, but might give it a shot. Why not? Mental exercise kind of thing. See if I could do it. And then I don't think anyone else did it. And so, yeah, I sent it to Rank, and he said it looked really good. And first of all, though, I interviewed you and Killage and Notch and Vexticorn, another streamer. And yeah, Rank said it looked really good, so I decided to post it. And I posted it on my mate's website. He runs Citadel Gaming. And yeah, everyone seemed to really like it.
It was really good, man. Like in the interview you did with me, I felt like so special. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be in an article. But it was so fun. What about you, Killage? How did you feel
That was
about
the
being in
same
it?
with me. When he first asked me, I thought it was all going to be about me, and then I was like, he asked me like four questions and finished it up. I was like, wow, what? Yeah, but it was really well written. I enjoyed reading it. I think I should have been above top notch. Just saying, yeah, it was good. It was really professionally well done.
Yeah.
Thanks. I would link it in the chat, but I don't. I think I'll get banned for posting links.
Oh no, it's so good. I'm on top
I'll
of
do it.
this.
I'll do it.
All right.
I've been trying to log into my account for the past minute, and the reason why is because I put at gmail.com as my Twitch username, like the end of General Gentleman. I'm wondering why it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Smooth. So
It needs a log.
I really like it because it seemed excuse me, it shows that like Oceania is becoming a lot more professional. Like
Yeah.
the way you wrote that was absolutely amazing. Like it was like top notch. Like
Oh, shout out.
just it was just amazing, dude. Like
Rip.
it's actually really great. What about you, Mr. General's Gentlemen's?
Well,
What are your thoughts?
the question I have is, what actually is that website, Citadel Gaming?
So Citadel Gaming is an esports organization that's been active on Xbox with Halo and Call of Duty, and my friend recently acquired it because he could, and so They're all looking to expand into lots of different areas, especially Smite. I've been really pressing him to get into Smite because I see what an open field it is and what talent we've got here in Oceania and the potential for a team to go to Worlds. I'm like, get on it while it's still hot. And yeah, but they've got they're like I don't know how to say it. They're pretty big in Halo. Like the captain of the Halo team actually runs Halo Australia, so he organises all the
Cool.
competitions for Halo. And the Call of Duty team that was with the organisation just before the change of ownership did pretty well in some events and stuff like that. They almost beat Trident in a LAN, but sadly fell just short by one game. But yeah, that's where that website is from. And basically, I told my mate that I was writing this article, and he was like, "Oh, if you don't have anywhere to put it up, just put it up on my website." And I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. Ended up not being the best place to put an article up because it's hard to format, but it worked in the end.
I think when people keep saying that it looks pro, it's a combination between both the actual writing itself and the presentation. Anyone can post an article on a Google Doc and it'll just look pretty crap, but since it's on a website that's like an official organization and has like epic background images, it makes it look a lot more pro.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
what I was
Yeah.
kind of going for, so people would sort of pay attention a bit more. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun doing. It's a lot of fun talking to Knightfall, like the Knightfall, and Killage and TopNotch and Vextacorn, sorry, and finding out why they do what they do and what they want to do differently and things like that. And TopNotch, I thought, had some really good answers, especially where he was kind of saying, kind of like getting to the man behind the salt mask. Like he likes to help out people and stuff like that. And yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we get more similar written articles. I've said it before, but the more content we have, it just makes the scene look more pro, especially from a background of different orgs like Silicon, Trident, Citadel. Like if all these different orgs are doing content, it just looks really pro and stuff. So.
Well, speaking of that, I've got a bit of a reveal to do now here on the podcast. Breaking news.
Oh,
so
yes.
I've actually started up a new series called On Board, where I will sit down with a member of a pro team and go through a particularly good game that they had, and they'll break down for you guys, the audience, why they bought their items, why they used the strategy they did, and then hopefully that can be used as not only a learning tool for people to know how to play if they're kind of newer to the scene, but as well as that, it's an interview process as well with the players, so getting to know the players behind the IGNs and stuff like that. And so episode 1 will come out tomorrow, and that's with TopNotch, and yeah.
It's actually really amazing. Like having a series where, like, where like you said, you sit down and then you have a point of view with the pro while watching their gameplay is actually pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You get to see their point of view on everything, and I think that's really, really good, especially if you want to learn how to how to play a specific position. And what the thought process before someone goes into like a battle, or how they're playing the lane up against that matchup, and that's a really good idea that you've brought on.
Yeah, well, even just the little segment I did with TopNotch the other day, I learned a lot from that as well, about why he did what he did and why people play certain ways and how they seem to seemingly amazingly dive under tower and kill you and get out with full health and stuff like that. Like some good tips in there, and some good kind of guiding of your thought process, I think. And so that'll come out tomorrow. You can find that on my YouTube channel. I post in the Facebook group and on Reddit and everything like that. So it should be very easy to find for anyone that's interested. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
I had a small idea for that. What if you have for the duo lane both the support and AD carry
That is
at the same time?
That's a good idea. I have been thinking about that as well. I haven't done the duo lane video at all between with people yet, so it is a good idea. If people are open to that, I'm more than happy to do that.
So, okay. So moving on, we do have a 3v3 tournament coming up. So this is hosted by Specific Gaming. It's spelled with an A instead of an E. It's really confusing to say, but yeah, coming up as a 3v3 tournament. If you guys are interested, here is the link arena. Now, I'm not 100% if this is closed or not. I may have read somewhere that it was...
I think it is.
Registration is closed? It is? Okay.
I think I read something
25th
about
of
that.
March.
Was
The
it?
tournament sign-up cut-off date was the 25th, was it?
Oh, I may be wrong
Was
there.
it? Yes, cutoff date is 25th. Yes, we're 4 days in. Sweet. Okay, so this is going to be hosted by Gym Providing will be hosted by Hi-Res, and yeah, hopefully we could get that streamed, and just more tournaments coming out is like really great to see. What do you guys think?
Shall
I'm
we
just
take
looking
turns?
at the web page for it. It's like actually a pretty big org as well. Just like I was saying before, like the more orgs, the cooler it looks. I'm looking at the about it. It has a bunch of IGNs and like who runs the site, but it doesn't really say anything about the org itself. Like
It
I don't know
seems
if this is like
pretty new.
if it's like an international organization or if it's like an Australian org that does different games and is moving on to Smite. There isn't really much on here. Specific Gaming is a group of like-minded individuals dedicated to organizing and running tournaments in the Oceanic region to facilitate the growing need for competitive gaming. So it's like an Oceanic thing, but I've never heard of them.
I think that they're pretty new because they're new to Smite. I'm not sure if they're like pre-Smite in any games or anything. Because Taoshons, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He's pretty
I found out how to
new.
pronounce that the other day. It's Tao Shones, like as in
Tao
Dow
Shones?
Jones. So it's Tao Shones.
Tao Shones. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of new, but he's getting himself out there, which I quite like. Just like you did, HughZ. Like you've been around for like a month and a bit, and you're already
on
like,
the podcast.
yeah, like you're doing quite a lot for this community. And
I've only
it's
been
really
downhill.
great.
I've only been around like 2 months now. Now I think about it.
Weren't you at PAX though?
Yeah, but I've only been like started making myself known in the community.
Okay. Yeah, like it's
Since
good
Christmas.
to do that. If you feel like you want to get out there, just do something. Like stream or like do what HughZ did and start a cast or write an article or just do something to get yourself out there, which is that's how you do it. Like the same with me is excuse me. What is this? Are you sure you want to exit the wizard? Yes, okay. So I just started a page called Smite NZ, and now it's Smite OCE, and now I'm here, like cyber gamer admin and everything. You just do something. If you want to get out there, just do it. And yeah. So Medusa, Killage, what do you think?
I am sick of hunters. To be honest. I can't play. I am a terrible ADC. Like when the servers came out, I tried ADC. I sucked at it because it's hard to predict with 30 ping compared to 300. And
Yeah.
I originally tried to get better at it and just couldn't. And I'm sick of getting new hunters. Like I want a mage. I want a new mage that's awesome. But we get Medusa, who is a snake. Yay. So interesting.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I think we need more guardians. We have plenty of mages. We have plenty of
Yeah.
we have a lot of
Yeah,
hunters.
when I play support, I'm all sad.
we
Yeah.
have more mages than anything else, though.
Yeah, there's heaps of mages.
Yeah.
And with mages, they cross over to both mid and solo, whereas there's only like 7 supports, but
There's-
I
two
think
of them are
there's
Odin
12,
and
I think.
Hades.
Yeah,
It's
there's
12, I think.
more than 10. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's a
It's-
pretty
it's-
bad.
It's
Yep.
two and a half rows, I think.
I guess I should
Ish,
rephrase
yeah.
that. There's 5 viable supports.
Yeah.
Well,
True.
I don't play
True.
support. So.
Yeah. Neither.
It's the same thing though with
but-
hunters. Like you think about the viable hunters at the moment. You got Xibalanque, obviously. You've got Anhu, who's just been buffed. You've got Cupid, Artemis, and Ul, and that's 5 basically.
Oh, and
then
Ram.
even Lazar
Ram's
couple
still
ones being-
viable.
Huh?
Yeah,
Ram
Rama.
is still
Rama, yeah.
I've seen a lot more AMC play nowadays.
true. Like his wave clear, if an AMC with a Sylvanas is pretty scary.
Yeah.
I don't like facing that. It's really scary.
I got
But,
a
that being-
message earlier.
What do you
Sorry, Jeffrey.
think Medusa is going to be though? Because we have seen something more unusual than like a bow
Yeah, I heard
for a
you've
weapon.
seen-
Like maybe this bow could be like just the way she casts a spell, or like, you know?
Yeah, so from what I'm reading in chat, Raisin Cookie says, from what I heard, she has an execute ultimate.
Yes, that would be
Turns-
really good.
I'm gonna guess it turns them into stone.
Oh,
Yeah, oh.
That's a big call, man.
Under a certain threshold, she probably forces them to look at her, and they instantly die.
What would you guys like to come out of this? If say she was like a mage or a hunter, what do you think her kit or like how she would play would be?
I don't know. I guess like you see a lot of like the current meta for hunters is kind of like just auto attack until they die. Like I know something a little bit different than
Yeah.
that. Just like doing things like doing something a bit different, like some more utility, I guess.
I feel like so a mage is basically deal all your burst as fast as possible, right? And like blow someone up. And an 80 carries just stick to an enemy and DPS them right down. Is there another type of damage that you could think of where like they're still dealing significant damage, but it's still I don't really know how to explain it.
I think HughZ is really interesting.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
HughZ
true.
is very different. Like, he has his Ricochet, which is a very mechanically unique and interesting ability, and
Mhm.
his ult is very un-hunter-like. Like, he's not really a
Definitely,
caster mage because he has, like, a damage amplification and then a dash. It doesn't really make him a caster. But I think just unique. Like, we already have enough, like, auto-attack, steroid, poke, big ultimate, wave clear. Like, we have plenty of those hunters. Like,
Yeah.
I think something different would be cool. And by the sounds of it, yeah, that'd be interesting. There isn't any hunters with executes.
I would
So-
like her to. I would like to see her abilities, CC like, and slow, but based on like the amount of CC they have on them, the more damage she does. So let's say her 3 like roots them in place. If they're rooted in place, she does more damage to them.
True.
Sort of
That's
like
actually
that.
pretty good, yeah. Like, because the thing about having a hunter with an execute is they basically whoever's got the execute is gonna win the box hands down every time. Unless
Yeah.
the ult is on cooldown. Because if you just need to get them within that threshold and press forward, and then they're basically dead, right? So
But have a look at Ao Kuang. You can beads out of his ult. You can CC him out of his ult. Like
True.
if you're on her and it executes you, you just pop your Desert Fury. It still does damage, but it won't do the execute. Same with beads.
true, yes. It's a very weird situation, but we can definitely find out on Tuesday during that dev talk. So that's for those who are too lazy to convert the time. That is 7 a.m. on a Tuesday in Sydney time and 9 a.m. New Zealand time on Tuesday as well. I definitely want to wake up at 9 a.m. and actually like listen to that.
I don't want to wake up at 7. I mean, I already do, but still.
You guys just don't sleep and you'll be fine.
I didn't know 7
please,
existed
no.
in the AM. I thought it was just purely a PM time. Like, this is news to me.
Pardon?
I said I didn't know that 7 existed in the AM. I thought it was PM time. Like,
It just like skips out all
Yeah.
like morning doesn't exist.
no, not at all.
So Kumba Kana may be getting a minor buff on his cast time
This
of
is-
his ultimate and his groggy strike. No, not groggy strike. His what is it called? The knockback.
Epic uppercut.
No, that's the ult. Yeah, but then
Or
his
throwback.
that one. Yes.
Get on my level.
That's
Cool.
gonna be reduced. It's kind of like it's a really unambiguous tweet by Drybear. So what I really wanted to have was TopNotch here, so that we can ask him,
Oh god.
would you play it in the solo if the cast time was reduced? Because he's the Kumba solo like king, like oh my gosh. But now we don't have him. What are you guys' thoughts?
There's not much to speculate. It's not going to make him like super strong at all.
Definitely not. I feel like it'll just make him slightly stronger with his initiations and things.
He'd probably be more viable than who's the bottom tier support right nowadays.
Was Barkus, but now it's no longer probably because of the buff. But I haven't seen it
Kumba
yet.
would be the lowest. Actually, Cab would probably be the lowest.
Yes.
He'd probably be mid tier, like 5th pick if there was no other Guardians.
Isn't Kabrakan like a solo laner? Like I know he's a
Yeah,
guardian,
but you can play
isn't
as
he-
Guardian.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
Same
basically
with
playing
Hades.
solo. Yeah,
Like
same.
if you change them as a guardian, you could make them OP in solo laners like a warrior.
Yeah, I forgot about Sobek. Sobek maybe he'd be just above Sobek.
Possibly. Yeah.
He doesn't really have a lot going for him. Like his ult is pretty bad. His passive is basically something that's just gonna kill him eventually.
I think
in a
the
team
difference, between like Sobek and Kabrakan is Sobek has very specific pros and cons. Like he's very good at what he does, catching people with his charge prey and following it up with a lot of CC. Whereas Kumakana, like he's not that great, but he doesn't really excel in anything in particular. Like there's nothing amazing about him. I guess you could say he has very high target CC, but like not really that much.
fight.
I got what you're saying, yeah. So it's very specifically for picking off individual targets. So if you have like a really
Yeah.
like, thirsty hunter or something like that who really can, follow up that charge prey with something on top of that. So
I like
pretty
mixing
good.
it with Artemis. Because you flick them back and then you ult and then that's a stun and then you trap and then that's a root and then like... Or is it a...
works in alright with Ula as well, yeah. It's good.
Yeah. So he's pretty good. He's just very risk versus reward. Because if you dash and you miss, you're in the
Miss,
middle of the
yeah.
team. Like, I mean, you could tail whip to knock them up and then run away, but it's not like great.
You've got no choice. Like you're just gonna die pretty much. As Sobek or Kumba, because they both have really very bad mobility. At least Sobek has lifesteal.
True, yeah. But it's max on like 3 targets, but
Yeah.
it's not that great. But it's still there. It's definitely still there.
He also doesn't have really hard engage, whereas
Yeah.
by hard engage I mean like a Blink Wrath of Terror, Blink Cataclysm, kind of like Athena, but Athena has the dash and the taunt, so she doesn't really need to blink in for it.
Yeah.
where Sobek only has the charge prey, which only single target.
Yeah.
So whilst it can be good for individual picks, like generally you want to have a more AoE engage.
So the Xbox Alpha, guys. HughZ,
Yeah.
I know a certain awesome person gave
I
you
know,
a
an
code
anonymous donor, and yeah, I've
last
been for research purposes only. I may have stayed up to 3 a.m. playing it. Research purposes only, because this is a professional podcast, guys.
Very
Yes.
fair.
So, okay. So it's fun. Like a lot of people wondering, how can you take a computer game and turn it onto the Xbox, which is much more limited than a keyboard and a mouse, as you may see. But they've actually done a really good job of the actual like combat system and fighting, turning that into an Xbox kind of thing, because I think it works with Smite more than any other kind of MOBA, like a League of Legends or a Dota, because of the perspective you have in Smite and the way that abilities work, where it's not locking onto a target and auto attacking from there. It's actually kind of like like you have to aim it at people,
Projectile.
kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. And so that's all fun, and playing Arena and even Joust is pretty good. The things where it falls down a little bit is in more strategy-based versions such as Conquest and Siege, where you really need to have good communication to do well. And so that's pretty easily solved via voice chat and Xbox Live chat and everything like that. The thing that still stumbles with a little bit is there's no ping, like you can't like ping objectives on the map and things like that, so it can be a bit hard to describe to your teammates where to go. And there's no VGS, which every
Ooh.
Smite player loves.
Yeah.
And VGS is so useful that everyone uses it, and it's one thing that separates Smite from a lot of other MOBAs, is that system of good communication with your teammates, and that's what allows a lot of people to pick up Smite and go.
So
Sorry, the general's gentleman
Oh, Callum,
having some
poor
issues.
boy.
for those of you watching the podcast on YouTube, in chat, the general's gentleman just said Skype just uninstalled itself.
This is actually the beginning of Skynet, guys. It's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think they will implement a VGS? Do you feel like maybe you hit, say, like the select button? What is it on the back button,
Yes.
and then
So, yeah, they
like
use that.
you put in a certain thing?
I'm not sure. I mean, Titty Sprinkles brings up a good point in chat. How would they integrate that without a keyboard? I don't know. There are keyboards available for Xbox controllers, but they're pretty chunky and things like that. Devane has got voice commands in there.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah,
Not a bad suggestion. Not a lot of people, though, want to be sitting there talking to their Xbox. Like, I've got a Kinect for my Xbox One, but I don't use it because a lot of times there's some issues with it. It's not the most accurate system. And as well as that, some people are in situations where they can't use voice chat, like if they're in an apartment with roommates and stuff, or they have neighbors and stuff they have to be considerate of. So I don't know how they implement it. Knowing high res, though, I think that they will do something to fix it, because VGS has been one of those things where it really allows new players to come in and pick up the game, because you can get such useful advice from your teammates without having to type it to them. You can just use those commands, and people can go and learn things from there, like, attack or defend, go to this lane, go to that lane, and where the enemy are and things like that. And that's when I first got into Smite. That was one of the things that I really enjoyed working out and having taught to me, was the VGS system, because it allowed me to pick it up much quicker.
Yeah, that's one other thing. People are saying voice chat, but the thing is, you need to understand. Think of it like on PC. A lot of people don't like to join curse calls, or a
Yeah.
lot of people don't have microphones. So the VGS is that revolutionary thing where people without microphones can still communicate at the same level as if they were in the call. So that's what they need to cater for, which is very, very difficult. So let me just try
You've moved my cam twice, I think.
No, that was because Skype moved it. Like, it's a set region.
I'm General's
Okay.
gentleman now. Welcome to the stream, guys.
I'm both HughZ and Killage at the same time. Like, my left shoulder is in Killage and my right shoulder is in my screen.
This is perfect.
Yeah. You get double the HughZ. You guys are so lucky.
Okay,
Anyway, what?
fixing it. Okay, so
Actually,
what? Let's just continue this while I fix it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what else do we have? What do you... So I had 9 codes, right? And now I have 1. I gave away 8 Xbox Alpha codes. Killage, do you feel like you're ever gonna play it?
I actually don't have an Xbox because I'm a PC Master Race kind of guy, but
Not yes, us DOS. Why not have both?
I did give away one last night. Had trouble finding someone that actually had an Xbox One. I wouldn't probably not play it because why play the Xbox One when I can play PC and be 10 times better at it? That's my take on it, and I don't think it'll be anything more more than a casual platform compared to in an esports setting.
Okay. Yeah, that's something else. Let's talk about that. Do you feel like it could go competitive, HughZ? You're the one with the experience.
I don't know, like, because a lot of competitive play is based on those pings and stuff like that, and like when you watch casts of like the SPL, and even through myself or the General's Gentleman or Smite OCE, you can see the teams pinging objectives on the map and stuff. It's just a really good way to communicate. I think, like, I don't know, they'd have to fix a couple of those issues. It could be, but it would definitely be a different kind of game to what you would see from PC Smite, and I still think PC Smite would be where the main competition is. I don't see Xbox drawing away from the level of competition in PC, but I think what it will do is it'll bring people, like, you know, what is this Smite game? They might see it on the shelf in their local video game store. Because there's no Smite there. Because it's a free to play game. There's no Smite package there. But if you have an Xbox version there, people see the cover and like, wow, this is really cool. May not buy it at the time, but they can look it up and see what is this game, and you know they can download. They're like, oh, it's free to play on PC. Why don't I just download it here and then download it and then play it from there? I think it'll do is it'll bring in a bigger audience to the PC and a whole new audience on the Xbox.
Which is great. Like, the more people interested in the game, the
I'm back.
better. So, you
Yeah,
have
that was
rejoined us.
Yeah, my Skype is doing this thing where it kept like crashing, and then when I opened it again, it said Skype is uninstalled, and I'm like, what? It was literally
That's
uninstalled.
beautiful.
Actually,
So, but then when I tried to reinstall it, it said that it was like it wasn't found. So I had to uninstall it. Then I reinstalled it, and then I waited 5 minutes for Josh to call me into the group again.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get him in here.
It's okay, it's all good.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was
That's
just
Rankonius
trying
coming
to...
back from the grave.
Or maybe it was just all the talk of Xbox. It made my computer crash.
yeah.
No, what I do want to
Just
point out
really-
is, for the Xbox, like, Smite relies on precise aiming for most of its,
Yeah.
95% of its abilities. How are you supposed to get that kind of precision on an Xbox pad? Like, you can't. There's no way. For
I don't
it.
think it's so much
definitely harder.
precision. Like precision, as in, it's more about timings. Honestly, like it's not like an FPS where you have to just like boom flick someone in the head. You just sort of have to know the timings, predict your opponent's movements, and aim accordingly. You don't have to be fast in Smite. But what I think you have to do is be precise. Just know the timings and stuff. What I think is gonna be hard is like flicking around like really fast. Like, you know, when you have those moments where you're running down and then you turn around and have like a 180 swag, fear no evil, and keep running. Like that sort
Yeah.
quick flick's gonna be hard to play because on the Xbox, like you can't move very quickly, and if you do move quickly, then your sensitivity has to be really high, which then does affect your precision. But I think it'll be a lot easier to play Smite on an Xbox than say an FPS.
Yeah.
In terms of precision.
It is definitely harder to aim on the Xbox. I don't know if that was just because I was playing on NA servers and the lag was real, but it was harder to do that kind of stuff and abilities. But basically, I don't know, if you can get used to that, you could definitely play it pretty well on there. It is hard, like as Killage said, it's hard to land some of those skill shots and stuff like that. And yeah, just because you can't be as precise with the thumbsticks as you can be with the mouse. And especially with things like you see competitive players do with things like RAR snipes through the wall and things like that, or Vulcan ultis across the map and stuff like that. It's hard to replicate on an Xbox. It is, but as I said, I don't know if the Xbox is going to be the platform for competitive Smite play. I think it'll remain on the PC. I think that's where its strength is. But for casual play and for people like just getting into the game, I think it'll be really awesome. And you know, I could see myself definitely logging on there and messing around in the arena with the boys and just some people I know on Xbox. Like that'd be lots of fun, I think.
A lot of it with MOBAs is who your friends are and what they're playing. If your friends are all playing on Xbox, then you'll join them. You're not going to be the one guy that's like, screw you guys, I'm playing on PC by myself.
Yeah.
I do
unless
that
you-
anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, unless you do want to play competitively. But I think it's also going to help, like, introduce people to the game. Like, does it have split screen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would
I
actually be
doubt
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
It'd be pretty hard, but I think it would help. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it can actually run split screen.
Imagine 4-player split screen.
Yeah.
On
You'll be able to see anything.
Arena.
yeah. That'd be insane.
Yeah.
But I think HughZ is pretty spot on. I don't think we'll see it have an esports scene. As they said, I remember in one of the interviews, I think with Scott Lazio, who's Gandhi, he was asked, like, is there going to be an esports scene? And he was like, I don't know. Depends if people want one. You know, if people want an esports scene, we'll make one for it. And that's basically what happened with Smite is, yeah, they wanted an esports scene, so they made one. Basically.
Which was
I mean, it's
pretty
obviously not that simple, but I don't think there will be. I think there's going to be a small amount of people, but realistically, if you want to play competitive, play on PC. And also because it's the fact that it's been out on PC for a while that all the pros have already started playing it on PC. Whereas I think if you look at Call of Duty, that's probably the only esport I can think of, well, apart from fighting games, that actually has more like esport stuff on console than PC.
Yeah.
Like the PC competitive scene for COD is non-existent pretty much.
Yeah.
Or hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or hack basically.
Like the day Modern Warfare 3 came out, that was hacked on PC, like right away.
Yeah.
Which was, saddening. But anyway, yeah.
I think Call of Duty's got the console market nailed down pretty much, and Halo as well.
Oh,
They're the-
and fighting games as well.
and
Like,
fighting games, yeah.
yeah.
They've really got that kind of market cornered. I don't know, like if an Xbox crowd wants to see a sort of more strategic based game like Smite, because if you think about other kind of, I mean, MOBA game like Smite, because other games that have kind of tried to replicate a PC like feel, like I don't know if you guys remember Halo Wars, that didn't do terribly well. That's like one of the only unsuccessful Halo titles in an otherwise amazing franchise. But I don't know, like they managed to transition it really well. I think like as I said before, just the fighting aspect of it, going in and hitting people and using abilities, like that worked really well, and leveling up your abilities. Buying items was a little clunky just because you had to use a pad and stuff and you couldn't click. But everyone, I think, will experience that, and it'll make it pretty even. So yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be a good game. I don't think it will go competitive though.
Okay.
Or it requires some changes definitely before it goes competitive.
That's a good point that you brought up, is the demographic. As console gamers are generally more casual. For a MOBA, you have to invest thousands of hours if you want to get good at the game. Whereas with FPS games, you can generally just pick it up, and if you've played FPS games before, it's very transferable.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot easier for people to play Smite on a PC and spend a lot of time on it, where with a console, I think it's going to be, oh, this game looks cool. Let's play Arena. This is fun. Yay. And that's it. I don't think there's going to be anything more than that. But anyway, I think we've talked about it for a while now.
I like.
Any last words?
I do want to point out, I do like how they haven't tried to dumb down the game at all. Because
Yeah, that's true.
I know with the CS:GO port to console, which was absolutely terrible.
Oh, God.
It's like a pile of like vomit compared to the actual PC version. It's good that they managed to keep the original soul of the game in there.
A lot of games do that. So many games do that. Like, not so much a PC port, but I think rather like a sequel. Like, for example, Supreme Commander. Like, amazing. One of my favorite RTS games. So much depth in all the economy and like just the epic scale. And then they released the sequel, and a lot of the focus was for console. And as a result, it was just really dumbed down. The economy was really simplistic. It didn't have the same large scale. It didn't have the same sort of visuals. And yeah, a lot of franchises get a sequel or like one of their games later on that are aimed at a console demographic, because it's just there's more sales on console. So that as a result, that they change the game in order to cater to it. So yeah, a literal transition is actually really nice to see.
Yeah. And plus we get a fancy new skin out of it, the Zeus Xbox skin, which I'm keen for.
Yeah,
That actually looks pretty cool.
I mean, you don't
Yeah.
need to play the god to appreciate the skin.
Hmm.
So
Do
yeah, that's true.
do you feel like it's how do you it's because it's just alpha, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like the current state should be alpha, or do you think like the current state is actually so good that it could be beta or like worse than alpha, like in terms of development and like bugs and such?
No, I think I haven't experienced any bugs myself, but just the limited server capacity they have at the moment, I think alpha's a good way to do it. Beta would probably bring too many people into it. I mean, if they did a closed beta, that'd be probably all right. It's probably at the closed beta state, and definitely not the open beta or like demo stage yet. Just because they don't have the server capacity to handle it, and also because it's only NA servers, and so I think people in Australia and Europe wouldn't really enjoy it, and so you only get a very limited feedback from only one region. Where that might be your largest region, but it would still be only part of your total audience. And so yeah, I think alpha's the stage where it's at now. And I think it's a good stage to have it at.
I think
Okay.
the term for it is stress test or technical
Yeah.
beta. I think
Okay.
that's what they say. But anyway,
Yeah. Okay. So moving on, we do have lands coming up. So HughZ, you were actually talking to me last night about a Sydney land. Do you wanna elaborate on
So
that?
at the moment, what it looks like is that the Sydney LAN for the LAN splits for the Smite Oceanic Pro League will be held at the Wangyu Cafe in the city, um, and hopefully we can get a link for that in the stream. Shout out to Callie who's showed up in stream.
Callie.
That's Killage's future wife.
Yeah. Yeah, so I went in there and took a look at the Wangyu Cafe. It is 90% League of Legends there, if not more, but it's a really cool setup, and to have that place filled with Smite players, I think would be awesome. I plan on casting the event with a mate of mine, not Timmy, because Timmy can't unfortunately make it, but we're hoping to get something sorted with that, and then to get it some more advertising and stuff done for it on the Smite Oceanic Facebook page and the subreddit and all that kinds of thing. And we want to see as many players we can there. We really want to, kind of show our colours and show our strength, at a real live event. And plus, it's like a good opportunity to meet people that you've been playing with that you might never have met in real life.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you get to meet members of the community and celebrities such as myself. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's such a fun event, and there's prizes. There's hefty gem prizes. I think there's a 16 or 1800 gem prize for the winner of the event, and prizes for second and third and stuff like that. And the cafe owner himself is going to do some prizes like memberships to the cafe and stuff, I think. So where you can just go in and play on there. They've got incredibly good internet there, 100 download, 100 upload, so you can stream to your heart's content if you can't stream at home, or you can play Smite and watch movies at the same time and stuff like that. So it's a really cool location. Some technical issues that need to be worked out, but we're working on those, as I said. But hopefully, any info on the Queensland event? We do have the location of the Queensland event. Not quite sure where it is. I'll see if I can bring that up.
Also, there's going to be a LAN in Auckland, New Zealand. It's called the Ping Zero LAN. Let me quickly retrieve that link. So, unfortunately, I won't be there. Cry ever, Tim. Just
There you go.
because I'm in Christchurch and like I'm a poor student, so I don't have money for LAN. It is a LAN. Money for flights and accommodation and all that.
I know that feeling.
I feel really like sad.
just to jump in as well, not just gem awards. It also says that there's Smite World Championship swag bag giveaways
Potentially.
in brackets subject to availability, which means probably everywhere other than Perth, and also skin codes and Ultimate God Pack giveaways. So it's more than just we'll give you some gems. It's actually them like flying out prizes and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
So if you guys are in New Zealand, here is the link arena. I'll link it on the YouTube. It'll be down in the description. So, yeah, Like the thing I really like about lands is so when you see someone in game, it's basically just a name. Like say for instance, like HughZ. Like obviously we're talking, but like in person it's much different. Like I'd really like to meet you, and I'd like to meet everyone here. I want to meet everyone in chat. Like I just want to like be able to have a face-to-face conversation with someone, and that's what I feel is the best thing about lands is you actually get to talk to them, and then you gain more friendship, and then like. Yeah, it's just it's so fun, and that's what I'm gonna love about PAX is everyone's gonna be there. It's
Oh,
gonna be
I'm
so
so
awesome.
heartbroken I can't go.
Oh no!
My exams are on at the same time. It's gonna.
You
make
should
me
take
so
them
YOLO.
earlier, like volunteer to study earlier.
I'll
Like,
try. Like I actually will try.
oh, because that would be really awesome to have you there, man. Like, I just want everyone in chat to be there. I want
I
everyone
just carry a
to be
sign
there.
that says salt-free zone.
Like walk up to top
Not
notch and
you.
be like,
Just have an umbrella and then have like streamers down around the side, so you've got like an actual zone.
Notch has. I challenged Notch to an arm wrestle last week
Oh.
while he was on the podcast. He did
BVGL
accept.
bad.
He did accept. So I do want to pick that up.
We'll be at the red flag one, of course, as well.
But
Oh,
I
yes,
probably
I
will be
reflect.
going to the Melbourne LAN actually. If there's an actual place put up.
So Callum knows quite a lot about RF then. Do you want to elaborate on that, dude?
Yeah, well, I think first, before I talk about that specifically, it's really cool to see this happening. And this is actually Berserk from Surprise Attack, who's like our Oceanic community manager, reaching out to these LAN events and these venues and approaching them about Smite events. It's not just these events wanting to do Smite because of like demand. It's like it's them getting in some sort of like arrangement, whether it's like an exchange of money, whether it's just goodwill. I don't know what the details are, but it's cool to see that once again they're going to a lot of effort to really try and grow the scene.
Yeah,
So-
which is amazing.
Yeah. So the one concern I have, I think, is like I don't know how many people are gonna actually know that like it's happening. Like I know with RFLAN, it hasn't been advertised at all by RFLAN themselves, so it could have been arranged a bit better. But it should be pretty cool. There's gonna be us doing the stream there as well. So I think pretty much all of these events will have streamers. Like I know Melbourne is going to be Rankonius and Switch Bay doing their own stream. Sydney's going to be HughZ.
Oh no, I'm a make Switch Bay eat an onion. Oh,
Yeah.
shove it down his throat.
For those of you who don't know, Switch Bay paid Killage to eat an onion on stream.
Wow, how much?
$15 all up.
Wow, that's pretty
Not
good.
bad.
That's a lot.
Apparently it was really painful. Do you want to relive the experience, Killage?
I will do it for a $20 donation into my PayPal.
Oh,
Right now.
challenge has been set, people.
Hold on.
$20.
Let me just pull up my Twitch dashboard so I can actually see if I get a donation.
Okay, so you guys all go to Killage's
Yeah, let me
stream and
link it.
donate if you want to.
If
If-
I will go eat an onion right now, I'll go get one and
Like a
get it.
whole one?
On stream.
Not a whole one. I might eat half of one. Depends how much is donated.
I think
Okay.
Witchburn is going to do it.
Alright, guys.
Witchburn's.
Oh no.
Yeah, come on, Witch. I believe in you. Hashtag
no.
I want to believe.
This is support for
lads.
Killage. Okay, so while we're waiting for that, Callum, do you want to elaborate on RFLAN like a little bit more? Just like where
Yeah,
it's gonna
as
be,
you
when it's
mentioned,
gonna
it'll be really cool to meet people. Like TopNotch is going to be there, Freemason's going to be there, so it'll be awesome because I don't have anyone in person, apart from Blake,
Yeah.
that actually plays Smite.
Yeah.
Like no one plays it. There's plenty of people that have tried it in like beta and like, yeah, this is cool, but 250
Yeah.
ping, and like guys, there's Oceanic servers now. People are like, I don't really
And
care
I'm sure
anymore.
there's a bigger scene than we realise. It's just making sure we get that scene kind of like active in there. And I think we will meet a fair few people at Red Flag. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like 700 and... How many tickets they selling this
750.
time?
I think it's actually the biggest LAN
Yeah.
event in Australia.
Yeah, it is. It's
RFLAN.
consistently, and this will be
Wow.
the biggest LAN Australia's ever had.
Yeah.
At 750.
It's at
so-
Curtin University, so it's like a really awesome venue.
Mm.
At like the
Okay.
stadium they have where they do like sports
two
events.
basketball courts wide and like
Yeah.
I'm really
like,
scared now.
way bigger. Like, yeah.
So, yeah,
So
I
you
think it's
can
one of
bit
those.
before that you can chew.
It's one of those things where like when there's people don't really know what's happening, but like when they see it, people walk past and be like, "Dude, people are playing Smite. Hell yeah, let's try this." So I think
Yeah.
the first event for like a lot of these, at least RFLAN, it's probably going to be a bit of a small turnout. But then once people actually know that it's happening and it's a recurring thing and it's a big deal, people will be more motivated to play. Like I'm sure there's a lot of Smite players that are going to compete at the League of Legends tournament because they just don't know that Smite's actually happening.
Yeah, like they just don't know about it. Like that's the thing from like PAX. last year. I wasn't there, but apparently it wasn't like that massive. Like it was big,
No,
but
it's pretty
not.
small. Yeah.
Was it
The
real
line
small?
was still like an hour and a half to play.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give
but
away
that's the
free
thing.
headsets.
Like, like people would like at the start, no one would be like, "Oh, I don't know what Smite is," but like they walk past, they see someone playing, and go, "Oh, that actually looks really good. I want to try that." And then eventually the line gets to an hour and a half long.
Yeah,
Like-
especially as rumor has it that Hi-Rez are taking over Riot's booth, where they're going to have like
Wow.
They had
the
a
massive
huge
Smite
stage.
Well, I mean, it's definitely confirmed that
Correct.
the grand finals for the Smite World Championship qualifiers will be at PAX. So there's going to be
regionals.
there's going to be like a stage with 10 computers and casters and stuff like on stage.
Won't they have like an autumn split on or something like that though? Or, like,
I don't know, like whether or not it's going to be replacing Riot or if they're both going to have their own things.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, obviously, but I definitely know that there's going to be the World Championship final qualifiers at PAX, which is cool. And
It's
it's not
gonna
like
be
a hype.
awesome. Like,
Hype is so important in the games industry. Like,
yeah.
people see something hype, they will go out and buy it or
and the
play it
stage
for
is how
free.
you hype.
And,
Yeah,
and
exactly, like-
having a live audience would be so awesome. Just like,
I think as well with the lands, they'll help build up the hype for that. So if you get people going to the lands, and in a smaller setting, you get the people watching the casters, scream and yell about this game that they're watching, and that they're also watching at the same time, and they think, "Man, this is awesome!" And then they hear, we've got this big event at PAX. People are like, "I want to see that," or if they see footage of the Smite World Championship last year or the regional qualifiers last year, and they see how hype those events were, they're more motivated to come to the Oceanic one. And the regional qualifiers are big events for Smite, especially for the Smite World Championship. And Hi-Rez had presence at all of the regional championships last year, and so I can only imagine that they would this year, even if it's just Dry Bear coming out, or we get the full
I
team
have
coming out.
asked Dry Bear. He's not actually coming out this.
He's
time.
a game
He's
dev
got-
now.
oh,
He's got too
Kill-
much work.
Yeah.
Killage
Well,
for the
if you
inside
actually,
knowledge.
if you look at his title, he's game developer. Like he's
Yeah.
working on Medusa and stuff. He's no longer community manager. He's no longer commentator. He's game designer.
Yeah, the only reason he was casting, I think it was last week or the week before,
Yeah.
when it was because
Everyone
PAX
was
East
at
was
PAX,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So
So-
more than likely it'll be Hi-Rez Bart, who's the
Yeah.
esports manager.
That sounds so disappointed. I'd love Bart to come out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, Bart's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
huge fanboy.
I love everyone
Um,
at Hi-Rez. They're all so
yeah.
casual and like.
And maybe
Fingers
Gandhi.
crossed for Hindu, man. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed for Hindu.
I would
He
hug
might
him
be
so
Hindu.
much.
Because Hindu's actually, I'm pretty sure he doesn't live at like the US office. I'm pretty
He
sure
lives
he's
in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, as much as I'd love like these awesome people to come, I kind of don't want them to come in the sense that I'd kind of rather us casting it on stage.
Yeah.
Like that'd be
That's
awesome.
true. I mean,
I feel like
yeah.
we would. Like,
Yeah.
just
They'd
for,
have
yeah.
Australians doing it, I reckon.
Well, they might like have an Australian or New Zealand, don't discriminate,
Yeah.
and also casting with Bart
Like
or
the pro, yeah.
Gandhi or whatever. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
be
I
mean,
so
yeah.
epic.
I was just looking at the tournament thing. There is actually one of my hometown is mentioned on this under the Guff thing.
Until
So that because it's like talking about how like these centers will provide like weekly
Oh, yeah.
casual competitive matches, and under the Guff one of my hometowns is there. Like my hometown is there, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, so the Wangyu Cafe as well, I should have mentioned this before, they are going to try and start running some like weekly Smite events and stuff like that, or like a weekly Smite night. They're hoping to incorporate that with Thor's Day for Smite night. And so if people live in Sydney, go down and check that out and see what's going on and stuff like that. And then hopefully that'll encourage more of that kind of real life kind of interactions between players and get people hyped for lands and stuff like that.
You could also like have SPL playing,
Yeah,
like at the
exactly
land. That'd
right.
be cool. Like a
I've,
mini sort of mobile thing.
I've made that suggestion definitely, like
Yeah.
for advertising for the LAN, is get some of that Smite VOD channel going, or of course the Gentleman Smite OC and HughZ channel.
So something I probably should have mentioned a while ago. I actually bought my PAX ticket on Thursday, so confirmed going to PAX.
Yay!
But
Yeah.
the thing is, like, I bought my ticket, right? But I might be getting flown out anyway, so then I can
You can
like,
refund it.
Ooh.
yeah, either
Alright.
refund it or give it to someone else.
A lot of press do it. A lot of like press buy the tickets, and then
Yeah.
they get it for free 3 packs for doing like media or whatever.
Yeah, but I might be getting flown with
That's pretty
Cybergamer
awesome.
off.
That's
That
pretty
would
rad.
be so cool. Like, oh my god, getting flown somewhere, like that is like celebrity status.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But you've been
amazement.
interviewed, and now you're gonna get flown out somewhere.
I know, right? Like, what?
Wow.
You might also find that a lot of teams have like orgs flying them out.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know about the
definitely.
smaller ones, but Avant-Garde for sure. Like they will fly their
Yeah.
players up.
I believe Silicon will be, because TopNotch
Yeah.
is saying they would be.
That'd be so
That's pretty
cool.
cool.
That's if
Yeah.
they qualify. We don't want
Ooh.
any upsets coming out of maybe from a LAN or the
Shots fired.
Pro League qualifier.
So before we move on, I
I'm-
think
I'm
I
just
just want to
saying.
wrap up something about like the LAN events. I think what we should do as well, like for all of us, people in the chat as well, is like when we go to these LAN events and like we meet new people that are like playing Smite or just play it casually or whatever, we should like introduce them to the Facebook page and to the Reddit.
Yeah.
Because like I think there's
Yeah.
going to be like a lot of people like really into Smite that just aren't involved with the scene because they just don't
Yeah.
know that it exists. And when once people are in that Facebook page or they're in the Reddit, that's pretty much everything they need to know.
That's where I got introduced to the scene, was through the Facebook page. Like, I saw the Facebook page and realized what a great community we had out here in Oceania. And yeah, it was just awesome from there.
I think Callum invited me to the page when there was about 100 people in it.
Yeah, Rank and I made it together basically. Rank's the founder, but like it was sort of a thing at PAX. We were like, we should make a page for this. And we were like, yeah, and then like he made it. So
Creative a Tim. My page was first. No, but it's like it's good to have a group rather than a page because the group, everyone is basically on an equal level
Yeah.
of like when they post something. Like the admins, like obviously there's the pinned post, but then underneath that is like everyone's equal. You know, whatever they want to share. Or like announcements or things.
I wish there was more options. Like I think it's very limiting with what you can do with it. Like for example, what kind of annoys me is when there's like a post that is getting a bit out of hand and like you want to sort of like lock the thread, but you can't do that. All you can do is delete the thread. And if you like delete threads and people are like, oh, you know, you're trying to censor it. So like I think more admin controls would be nice. I also like I think there should be more than pinning. Like I think you should be able to like have multiple pins or like
Yeah, like
schedule pinning, just more control.
There is
think
a
it'd be nice.
website actually, but we haven't used that in a really long time. But
No,
I feel like
websites
it's
are dead.
yeah, it's not as good as like the Facebook page because again, everyone's like on an equal level on Facebook, whereas on a website you have basically whatever the admins deem are good.
like
Or,
it would be great if we could like every time someone's streaming, you just pin it on the wall.
Yeah,
So everyone that comes to the page just sees it.
yeah, like
'cause-
like currently streaming, like a list
Yeah.
of current
Yeah.
currently.
I want to show you a really good website, and
Okay.
Blake knows exactly what this is.
It's not
called-
RedTube, is it?
No, it's not. Code2.org. So this is a fan site for Company of Heroes
Can't
2.
I am.
Great
What?
game.
Older version of Skype, can't I am.
Ah, yeah, okay. Well, I'll put it in the chat then, I guess. Basically, what's really cool about it, it's like, if you look at the homepage, you'll see what I mean. Where at the very top, you have like the news articles, and then you have like the latest threads, and you have like at the very, very middle, you have a massive list of active streams. Then
Yeah,
to the
that's pretty
right, there's the shouted out, which is basically like an IM chat. And then at the bottom, there's trending, which is like sort of a feed of popular like articles and videos and screenshots and stuff. And then there's like a replay of the week. And then there's like guides. Like it's a really well laid out forum,
Yeah.
which like I think most forums don't do because most forums are just like, here's a bunch of text. So like you can just sort of like open this up and just sort of keep up with what's going on with whether it's streams, whether it's threads, whether it's chat or just funny videos. I think it's a really good layout for a website. But I think like websites are generally a bit of a dying thing now because now that like everyone's on Facebook all the time, everyone's on like Reddit all the time, like we want things that will just show up automatically on your newsfeed. You don't really want to have to go out. I think the reason why this website works, companyofheroes2.org, is because it's like very international. Where for a more of a tighter community like a Smite OCE, it's a bit different because it's more community focused. So you want to have something a bit more personal, like Facebook or Reddit. Well, I wouldn't say Reddit's personal, but yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get cue cards with my Twitch on it and just hand it out. as an
like a business card, and it's
Business
just
card.
got the link to your.
yeah, Rankonius gave me his business card at PAX, and
Really?
it melted into my wallet.
Whoa.
Oh.
What?
It was stuck
They made
in
of
the
chocolate
card.
or something? Or...
I don't know. Like, it was pretty hot at PAX. I was wearing jeans and stuff, but like,
He is now seared into your life.
I had to
You
throw.
will never
I
forget Rankonius.
don't know where I put it. I don't even know where my wallet is right now.
He's
but, like,
he's
it
a
was-
part of you.
It was a good card though. I was like, damn, this guy's a community manager for this big team. I'm so important.
He was a vanguard.
Okay, so shall we talk
Lasagna.
about Sunday
Yeah.
scrims first
Ooh.
or on her buff?
On her
Sunday
buff.
Scrim.
They're
I-
working together, actually.
Yeah, I think we leave this one to Blake. He hasn't really said anything the whole time.
Okay,
so
so
I'll give
Sunday
you the reins for
Scrim.
this one, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, so Illustrious 5 versus Harlequin today. 2 games. We had
Shout out to my
not
boys.
very many technical issues, which was great. Illustrious 5 actually took both games fairly convincingly. It was pretty good. They took game 1 with a really, really nice invade, actually. Bucker invade that managed to eat
Need to ward it.
It didn't ward it. 8 minutes and steal the speed at the same time as their jungle nemesis was taking the blue. Like, walks over Bucker, like, hogs it, and they take 2 buffs and force, like, 2 back. So I got to the point where, you know, we had, like, Kunbats trying to contest mid-harpies at level 3 or 2 or something
Look
like
how
that.
sad
So,
HughZ is.
Yeah. Sorry,
That's
honey.
his team.
Much love. Much love.
That's right.
Yeah, it was hard. Yeah, no, it was just... That was just a really good invade. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
were behind just purely because of that invade, because it's just a massive XP loss on solo lane and jungle. And they ended up putting just a lot of pressure on that was, you know, extremely hard to come back from. Harlequin did a really good job of trying to stay in the game, and they were playing really safe and not giving away kills. But in the end, the XP lead was a bit too much to deal with. So that game got closed out pretty fast. The invade was really nice. Second game was a bit unconventional because Illustrious 5 actually went with a really different team comp. I mean, they had a Anubis jungle
Guan Yu support.
Guan Yu support, which is
Anhu
fairly
solo.
standard, but yeah, Anhu solo lane, which was the interesting one. So Anubis jungle actually went really well. The mummifiers were just extremely on point, so it was setting up huge burst potential. And that was really, really nice. But the Anhu solo lane is something we can definitely talk about, and that went really, really well. Actually, got picked up and then was picked up. We had Harlequin actually picked up a tier against it, which was a nice choice, a nice like safe pickup in the solo lane there, and it worked fine. But Anhur just got to the point. He just got nuts. He just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, he pushed the lane really hard.
Yeah, pushed
he
the lane hard.
he could
got
box
lots of
really well.
towers. Yeah, really good boxing. Went for a really, really early Quinn size as well. And that just gave him... Oh, hang on. Was that against a... No, it was against a
It was
Hercules.
against Hercules.
Yeah, Anhu-
Tier was the first lane,
Yeah.
so it was against a Hercules.
Same thing though. Like
Yeah,
you want
same
the
idea,
Queens.
yeah. Picked up a Quinn size, which just gave ridiculous boxing potential, and you just had this unhor zone, which was really, really hard to deal with. About level 10, the impals, you know, auto attack setups on the melee minions, and then followed up by an impal was clearing the wave at about level 10 at that point. Since the unhor changes, of course, where now impal no longer loses, gets that 50% damage, you know, mitigation when it passes through the first target. It's still reduced from where it was in Season 1, obviously, because it does less damage, but the clear was really, really on point. Yeah, I really like the Unhur solo. It worked out really well.
Yeah, it's also really good against Hercules, and I'll also say Osiris as well, because Desert Fury gives you CC immunity. So he can't throw you around or anything. You pop Desert Fury and he can't like knock you out or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a really cool game, and I think what it really was is Illustrious 5 just being the better team, and that was actually pretty impressive because they're a team that hasn't been around for very long. But they're a very, very high tier team of top players. So I
Yeah.
think definitely keep an eye on these guys coming into more of our CG events. I think they definitely had the potential to be a top 5 team in Oceania.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. It's just I really like that team synergy and stuff. It was
Yeah.
just like really would, and their ability to close out games as well. Like considering how well Harlequin was holding on, like you guys were holding on for sure. Like you not giving away kills, just playing really, really safe to the point when they're a little bit behind, and got a really nice Gold Fury in the second game as well.
Yeah, that was
just
great.
snuffed
4
this
minute, I
Gold
think.
Fury. It was like
No wards. They just stunk
really,
it.
really early Gold Fury and just walked in and took it. That was really nice. And that was definitely very good. But their ability to close out games, Illustrious 5, was just ridiculous. They're always on the objectives they need to be. Once they take control of the jungle, they've lit it up with wards. They take every single buff. They have really good tower pushing, a couple of really nice pincer maneuvers that they actually pulled off, coming in from behind towers and getting kills under tower. Just really nice dives and tower aggro juggling. It was just fantastic teamwork, really, from them. But yeah, ability to close out games is something pretty huge in Smite, and they were really able to do that, just close out games really well. So, and just kind of crush any potential chance of a comeback. And Harlequin really wanted that comeback.
Yeah.
The goal to take in that second game, but they just couldn't manage to do it. But Illustrious 5, the danger team from the looks of things.
Hopefully, Harl can learn a bit from that series.
Yeah, it was a bit
That's
tough
what
as
it
well
is.
because we didn't have our regular team there, so
Okay.
only the Juicy Zeus and Physics are only 2 of our regular members.
Wow.
We just actually inherited Damn Dude, Queen Nerms, and and Witchburner as well. Sorry, shout out to my boy Witch. He's part of the team as well. But Queen Nerms and Damn Dude, we've brought into our little community as well just recently. So that was a bit unfortunate. No excuses though. Definitely Illustrious 5. You could see though that they definitely practiced together a lot, and we're the better team. Like we make no excuses. We know we're outplayed there and stuff like that. And so props to them for playing so well. But it'll definitely be a learning experience for us. Shows we definitely need to practice more if we want to be competitive and not just a kind of community clan as well. Because I think we're actually the second biggest clan in Oceania now. We've got something like 40 members.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think just Knights of Honor's got us beaten out. So hopefully that'll change soon. I mean, we've got a website. We've got our clan's always open to new members. So if you guys don't have anyone to play with, message someone on the Harlequin, and we'll definitely give you a try to take in. I don't think we've ever rejected anyone. So just come along. We do lots of fun stuff as well, lots of casual stuff as well as competitive stuff. So shout out to Harlequin and to all my my boys and girls in Harlequin. And as you guys said, learning experience definitely.
Are you the ADC for the regular team?
I am, although I don't know how much longer I'll be doing that because we've got some new members that are better than me. But yeah, I am the technically the carry, and Timmy is the support, my casting partner.
Right.
But he's been quite busy lately, so he hasn't been on as much as he'd like to be.
Cool. Any other words about today's games? Killage, Josh?
I could not watch. I was at work. Sorry about that.
Boo.
I feel like it's definitely a learning. What's the word? A learning source for Harlequin, because that's what it is. It's a scrim, right? You play whatever you want to try out, and like in a competitive environment, and see how it goes. If you lose, that's all right. You watch the replay and you see where you went wrong, and you get better from that. Learning is like you lose from learning better than you learn from winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see more Anher solo?
Possibly. Depends on how risky people want to play it, because he's still squishy.
Yeah.
I think it's
Jungle
very
gangs.
matchup dependent. I think it's extremely
Yeah.
matchup dependent. I don't know whether I want to play him against a mage. It'd be a lot difficult because it's like about the wave clear. If everyone's just clearing, I mean, you give up a guardian. You're not going to have that tanky front line.
Warrior.
So you give up a warrior by doing that. Yeah, it's not just about how well you're going to do in lane or how it's going to transition into fights. It's the fact that you don't have a warrior anymore. So
Yeah.
you don't have that front line that's going to be able to dive in after the opponent's squishy. So if you get behind, I think, on like an Unheal solo lane, you might be in some serious trouble.
We still saw they had good zoning around the fighter giant, which is generally one of the duties of a warrior. But yeah, you can't be that backline diver. I think you can still have very good matchups, but either way, you're very, very vulnerable to jungle ganks. Having a squishy hunter in the solo lane, you can get killed and just bursted pretty easily. Combined with a jungler and just a mage or a warrior, you got to be careful of that.
And that definitely happened. I mean, I think he was 1-3-3 at one point.
Yeah, he did die a fair
He
bit.
did die a few times, despite really good ward coverage. It's just still, you get ganked, you're gonna die on your squishy.
Yeah.
Hard to push up like that. But fun games anyway. Good. So.
Well, if anyone wants to be a part of Smite Sunday Scrims, this is the form in the chat for the sign up. Basically, it's a weekly series every Sunday, unless there's a event that clashes, such as Cyber Gamer. And basically, it's streamed 2 p.m. We have gem prizing from Hyros, which is pretty cool. So Illustrious 5 will be receiving some gems from today. And basically, what we try and do as well is we try and match up similar skill levels. It's taking us a while. We do sort of learn that, well, nope, actually Harlequin aren't very similarly matched to Illustrious 5, but you don't really work that out until we actually do have those games. Not yet.
Not yet.
You heard it. You heard it here, folks. So what I really want to do as well is I want to get more mid and lower tier teams on board, just to have that more competitive experience for the lower teams. because we see plenty of the higher tier teams, Silicon, Trident, Insight, or Vanguard rather, in Cybergamer and tournaments and stuff. But there isn't really much exposure for those lower tier teams. And I think it's a good way of getting them involved. Since again, you're getting gems, you're being streams, so you're getting attention and stuff, and you'll probably get some feedback from the other teams watching. I'm having trouble with that. Like a lot of the mid and lower teams just don't have the same level of commitment as the high tier teams. So where those high tier teams are always keen and always really eager to scrim, the mid tier teams are not as much. So that's why I'm finding it a little bit hard. So I really encourage everyone to sign their team up if they want to scrim, if they want to get more experience. It's a good way to get similarly matched teams, and again, you get gems in a stream, so that's cool.
And even if you get beaten like we did today, it's, as I said before, it's a learning experience, and so playing can only benefit you. There's no detriment to more experience. So I definitely put my hand up in encouragement for it as well.
Definitely. I want to tease something a little bit. We at Cybergamer are working on something really, really good for the scene. It's going to be extra fun. It's going to be really fun. So yeah, look forward to that. We're working on something. I'm not going to tell you what.
Exciting tease, Knightfall. Exciting tease.
I know, right?
I'm intrigued.
Are you actually?
We don't know what it is, but it's going to be.
But it's fun. So yeah.
It'll be fun. Okay, so
fun as this chat apparently.
So.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay.
Oh,
I'm kind of sad. There's not going to be any onion eating here.
You should just eat one for the fun of it.
No, fuck, no way, no.
How are you going to provide for your wife and kids now that no one's doing it?
And they're overseas as well, so you got extra rates to pay and stuff like that. You gotta get that cash where you can, man.
I know, hey, I gave away like so many gems out of my own pocket yesterday. It was ridiculous. Need to replenish my stock.
So last thing, until we go on to random questions from the chat, Anhur got slightly buffed for his wave clear.
I think we pretty much talked about that. I guess the only part we didn't really mention was Anhur as an ADC in a duo lane. We'll probably talk about that for a little bit.
Which is where he's meant to be playing.
Yeah,
until Illustrious 5 came along and we nope.
I've actually seen him in mid a lot as well.
Really?
Kind of evil.
I've heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, but
the problem with mid though, there's no blue buff. Same with duo. That's why solo works well, because you have the blue stone and your blue buff, so you can just spam impales for days.
True. Yes. And so I was listening to, I think it was Hindu Man. He was talking. No, it was Crit. He was talking about Impale being like his wave clear, but also his kill potential, because it's a knockback, and if you hit a wall, that's extra damage and a stun. Like that's pretty strong. So you need to use it to clear the wave and try to hit a player at the same time.
And as well as that, when you get knocked into a wall or something, you get that really funny camera angle where you can't see anything, and it's like, what even is going on now? And yeah, it's a great little initiator as well. Getting someone knocked back into the wall and putting a pillar in way so they can't get an escape. As well as that, the pillar giving you a damage buff when you hit enemies who are in that the area of effect of that. So yeah, he's got really good kill potential just by himself.
Definitely, yeah. And his passive is just really, really strong, especially early game. You're basically doing true damage with the 15 armor reduction.
Yeah.
Which is like super strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the more interesting things that I think TopNotch was saying last week was that he could be a counter pick to Cupid, because his Desert Fury gives him the CC immunity, which will cleanse the Fields of Love, so you can just walk out of it.
Yeah. And
then
it also deals like damage, like a lot of damage.
Yeah, because you don't really counter pick Cupid. Basically, you counter pick Cupid by picking a late game hunter like Artemis or Rama that will outscale him. But with Anhur, with so much kill potential with the Desert Fury and the Impale, you can probably kill him in the lane, depending on who's got the better support.
You can probably,
the great thing about the Desert Fury... You go.
Couldn't you disperse the Heart Bomb as well?
And it follows you. I'm pretty sure it follows.
Will it still hit you in the air though?
Yeah.
Aren't
Yeah.
you damage immune in the?
No, I
no.
think your
Okay,
ground. So what
ground
happened
surface,
today? What
yeah.
happened today with PTFO is
Yeah, it was
there was a
definitely
shards of ice from Ymir,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he leaped into the air, and because shards of ice is a ground target,
okay.
he like avoided it.
Avoided it.
Yeah.
That's why.
You can do the
Whereas
same
it-
with Spirit of the Nine Winds. You can jump through it,
Yeah,
but
you
as
can.
long as you're in the ground, when it passes under you,
Yeah,
you won't take damage. Or
yeah,
get
but
knocked back.
damage over time, like a
Will
heart
still
bomb
hit you,
or a
yeah.
Sylvanas dot or
Yeah.
like,
Heart bomb is heart bomb's applied to your actual player model.
Yeah, so no
Yeah,
matter
it's
where you
not-
are.
stay on you if it
Yeah,
wasn't-
and if it's a stun, you'll just like get zapped back to the ground. Which is really annoying. I don't like that. Like when playing Neath and then Shibalonke ult goes and you have to backflip and it's already halfway through, you're sort of screwed. Like because that counts as movement and then you get slammed onto the ground with a stun. And it's like, damn it.
I know.
I really wanted to get away.
I know the perfect counter to Cupid.
What's that?
4 Shibalankes in a tank. He can't. If he can't see where to go, if you just chain the ultimates, it's GG.
I hear that's the new season 3 meta.
480 carries in a tank.
Yeah.
You had something to say about Desert Fury, or we mentioning something?
Yeah, I was going to say about Desert Fury, another really good thing about it, which are not a lot of newer players know, is that you can't actually body block it. So a lot of times you see Desert Fury come out in a tank, try and get in the way of that, and they just can't do anything. And they see the spears pass through them and kill their carry through them, and it often turns into a double kill there. So the Desert Fury, quite a good ultimate that doesn't really get much love.
To follow that up as well, it will go through walls.
Yeah.
As well as going through walls, it also has longer range than his regular auto attacks. So if he's chasing you, but he's not quite within auto attack range, he can actually secure the kill with Desert Fury if you're like weak and it's not that far. Yeah.
So, who would like a Sydney Shredder code?
Me.
Or
Okay, so let's open
have
up
mine,
this.
so-
I already have it, but me.
Okay, so I'm gonna reset the raffle, and then we're gonna open it. So just type exclamation raffle. Type exclamation raffle in chat for a chance
get hype,
to
lads.
win a
Free skins.
skin
Oh my
code.
goodness.
Just while we're doing that raffle, has the Bluestone pendant change affected anyone, or has anyone noticed
That's a good point,
a
yeah.
change, or
I think it's still. It doesn't really affect it too badly.
the minute?
It's,
Yeah.
It's still pretty much standard to pick it up on any warrior.
I have noticed myself, basically because I'm a pretty undisciplined player, noticed myself running out of mana a little bit more often than what I did before. It was nerfed slightly. So I think it is providing a bit of better balance.
Yeah,
It'll
that's true.
incentivize Death's Toll a bit more, depending on who you're playing.
I was
am
actually
allowed
thinking
to
of
enter?
trying it, but no, because you already have it. Because then
I
we
know.
run the risk of like having to re-roll it again.
No, go for it, Octavio. Get it. Go
Do it, dude. Go for it.
yeah, for those in chat, it's mana and generation was changed from 4% down to 3%. So
Yep.
that's the change we're discussing. I was just wondering if you guys had actually noticed the change or anything like that in terms
No.
of
I
the ability to lane or anything like that. So
It definitely doesn't make Artemis any better. Well, it does. It's just she's so mana hungry that it sucks. Like that's the one downside to Artemis is like you use 2 suppress the insolent. That's her 3, and like that's all her mana gone. It's like damn. Whereas
Yeah,
compared to like Cupid, you've got the hearts where the mana is pretty awesome. Like the mana regen on that when your support picks it up.
Yeah.
Plus the 4% increase of missing mana. And then like hits damage as well. Like what? In comparison, well of course like you need a weak early game, but I just don't like the early game from Artemis. But yeah. Like Bluestone is really, really good.
yeah, with the changes to Watcher's Gift, do we see anyone still picking up Mark of the Vanguard at all, or is it everyone kind of just transitioned back over to Watcher's Gift with the Emperor 5 and the gold off jungle camps as well?
I buy it, but
Yeah.
I don't count.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't main support, but in the couple of support games I've played, I found it still to be Mark of the Vanguard to be useful for that some of those early game protections, allowing you to aggress a bit more early and late to have some of those protections against enemy gods. But as I don't main support, I'm probably not the best person to talk to about it. But I find if you're confident in your matchup, and you think that you can still get good rotations and still win lane, then you can still definitely buy Mark of the Vanguard and keep up in terms of gold with the enemy support.
Right.
Yeah, it's less about the god and more about your playstyle. Mark of the Vanguard's great if you're very, very aggressive. You take less damage, especially from minions, since it's everything reduced by 5. Where Watcher's Gift, you don't become as tanky, but you get the extra gold and mana regen. So it's good if you're playing passively. But one exception is today we saw a Guan Yu. And he went Watcher's Gift despite being very aggressive with Tulu Assault. And that works pretty well for him because he has the heal on his Condemn. Especially the more damage you take, the more you heal for. So having that mana sustain for him is very, very important. But I think it's really just playstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, shall we draw this? Let's
Yeah,
do
we should.
this.
Yep, let's go.
Drum roll.
Draw. Oh! Guess who won? Guess who won? The
Please
one
tell me
who...
it's
One of us.
Please.
Hey, Octavia!
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
wow.
like, he was like, oh my gosh. But
I
like,
told
he
you, bro.
won. Yeah. See, that's what you do. Like, you enter.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad that you like entered the stream like late. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Everyone's welcome. Everyone has an equal chance.
Yeah.
Look
Shall
at that
we-
for like.
Once
Okay.
spam dies down, shall we open up to questions? Or are we done?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. Before we go into question time, just because we've got such a large amount of people back in here, I'm going to promote myself again. So I don't know if a lot of people heard before, because we didn't have as many viewers at the start. That tomorrow a new video is coming out on my channel where I sit down with TopNotch, who is sadly not with us today. I bring him back from the dead actually, and we're going to talk about the solo lane and some tips for some newer players in there, as well as a bit of an interview with him. So check that out if you feel like it.
TopNotch lives.
I mean, maybe.
We
No,
did
he's in Facebook.
Yeah, he's
Well,
on Facebook. So he came
no,
back, but we won't
Well,
get
he's
him
off
in.
the podcast forever. I'm taking his spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to promote myself now because I'm a filthy.
Yes,
Post your links in the
so
chat.
everyone promote themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
post your
okay.
links in the chat for everyone.
I am a
Think I
casual.
can.
I'm a casual streamer. I will
He's a really good streamer, by the way. Like,
multiple hours,
Yeah.
long hours, as many nights as I can in a row, as my schoolwork
Awesome.
and life will let me. I promoted Salt Free Zone, so there'll be no BM in my chat, and pretty much we just hang out and have fun and scream when I get awesome snipes, as Knightfall witnessed the other night.
that
I
was
think
pretty
Killage's
awesome.
stream is really good for his interaction. Like he talks heaps, like a lot, which is
Yeah.
really good.
Go hit me with a follow. Play.
Oh,
Moobot should ban you for that.
That's-
Moobot should
Can't
get on that.
can we get a
man.
moderator to stop the spam, guys?
Slash
yeah.
Oh, wait.
unmod. God, get nah.
So,
I told
someone,
you should keep.
I'll try and post my link, but I think I'll probably get
I'll
silenced.
try.
Yeah, deleted link.
I'll post it
Uh-huh.
for you.
Nice.
Sorry,
Send it to me
bro.
on Facebook.
On your move.
Send it to me on Facebook. Hughes.
Yeah,
Let me-
Facebook.
So
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Robot.
shall we
Sorry.
take questions? Oh no, we still need the Mr. General's gentleman.
Oh, dude, we plug all the time. We did the thing about Smart Sunday Scrims. I'll just post that again. If I lost the link now, I'll post it later. Otherwise,
Callum?
we do like a lot of YouTube stuff for other games as well as just like not just Smite. So, but pretty much everything we post on the page anyway. So like really, as long as you're following the Facebook page, Smite Oceania, you're gonna see all of our content float around for us, for HughZ. So I think
Yeah.
that's the main thing, is just be active. And yes, I will post HughZ's. He sent it to me. And I'll just praying crispy. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think about 15 when I made that YouTube page. So.
Yeah, no, me too. I was like 15 when I made Ownage Machine 0.
Yeah.
I was 14 when I made the name Killage.
Yeah, but Killage is badass.
I know.
Yeah.
Like-
You know what, you know what it means?
14-year-olds don't normally
To
have
me,
good.
it means according to Urban Dictionary, to pwn or something.
Yeah.
It's like it means to pwn, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Cool. Oh yeah, and
Okay.
I found, this is the link for Smite Sunday Scrims. Man, too many tabs open. Oh, here it is. Too many screens. Cool.
So
yeah, I think we should take questions, whether it's about us or whether it's about Smite in particular.
And
you know?
before like 1,000 questions about.
I have,
yeah,
I have nothing to hide.
we'll only answer appropriate questions to.
My body is.
I won't.
Everything else will be ignored, except
I'll
for
answer
Killage.
everything. I'll answer everything.
Only if it's directed at him. Okay, so question arenas, guys. I thought I had a question and then I lost it.
Yeah.
Flip. I said a
Let's see.
hip hop.
What do you think about the new achievement system, guys?
I
I
like
love
it.
it. I
No
love it.
scope is so amazing. Like, I was playing with Killage the other day, and he got amazing Rast Knights. Like, he got 3 in one game, and one of them was a collateral. He didn't kill the second one, but he got the first one. It
Yeah,
was
I
amazing.
nearly got a double no scope.
That
Well,
was
this is
that was so badass.
Bloody Chark.
Like I recently mastered Ra, and I basically did that by playing an arena and just the Ra snipes. Even if you can see someone, it's so much fun. But the no scopes, it's just so much more satisfying. Like even an arena through a pillar is great. And then in Conquest as well, it gives you something a little bit more motivation to work for.
Does it have a voice, or is it just a little thing on the screen?
No, it's just a text pop up.
It's,
No,
text is much better.
it's the same as an accolade, like when you get a
Yeah.
pentakill.
Yeah.
I got a pentakill today.
I know.
Well,
and
it
I'm
actually
jealous.
says pentakill though.
Match of the day doesn't count though, Knightfall.
I
you
know.
that.
I'm so sad that it didn't count. I was like, I just pentakilled 5 Kabrakens. Like, okay.
Also, Callum, Titty Sprinkles asked you a question about Sunday scrims.
I answered that.
did you?
Yeah, there will indeed be gem prizing. There's always gem prizing for Smart
I
Sunday
think
Scrims.
I think he meant can a team join more than once?
Oh, for Smart Sunday Scrims?
Yes.
No. I mean, you can have like a team with a sub from a different team, but like having multiple teams, it's kind
Oh
of
no,
doing.
I think he meant like can he compete more than once?
Oh yes. My matchmaking is very unofficial and very inconsistent. It's basically just whoever's available and whoever's going to be an even match. So generally, I try and get teams that haven't played before. But I mean, really, the priority for me is to have a good game to stream. So whether it's teams that have played a few times or just closely matched teams, but I will try and get new teams in. But yes, you can play more than once for sure. I think Evade's played twice.
Yeah.
Evade has. I think that's it.
As for tips with jungle, just try and keep your farm up, man. Try not to die as much. That's basically it.
Yeah.
I-
None of us main jungle, but
I've been
we play a
learning it on
decent
my
amount.
stream, and it's gone horribly every time.
Yeah, jungle was very difficult because you lose quite a lot of XP if they invade. So you need
And you
to
lose
stay on top of like your timings of back camps and try to invade. Like what I like to do is I like to leave leave the solo lane early after leeching to level 3 or 4. And then go straight to the enemy back camps and then just take both of them. Like, it's extremely risky, but it's good fun when it works out.
As a response to that as well, Octavia, I will be doing a video with a jungler at some point, so make sure to stay tuned to my channel for a video on some tips and tricks for the jungle.
Yeah, so, like, you just leech your lanes as much as possible as well. Just stay on top of XP and gold. And that's, like, the main thing about it. I quite like TheMachine just because his early game is really easy. As soon as you hit 5, you just like ult in, get the stun, like use the death scythe, and then that's so much the health gone, and then like the follow-up damage from your laner is like amazing.
Wow.
I
Apparently
think
we're
my-
Basically a guaranteed kill.
top 5 in Smite.
Oh wow, really?
1,
Hi,
2, 3, 4,
boys.
5.
It's because of our crappy time
6.
zone.
We're the 6th. They lied to us.
Yeah,
pretty
don't need to make excuses, guys. We're just really popular. Kind of a big deal now.
It's
We're
all me.
we're a
It's
big deal.
It's all me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just because Killage's beautiful face was on the thumbnail.
I think my advice for jungle is, and I'm not a good player by any means, but my advice for jungle is find a jungler that you like, someone that's kind of easy and someone that's really good, and just play them like heaps. Play them over and over again.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be learning the jungle whilst also
Learning a
learning
god,
a new
yeah.
god. That's why I think
So
Bastet's
difficult.
a really good example, because Bastet's very safe with her pounce. So even if you get caught out of position, even if you take Knightfall's advice and let's invade back harpies, it's like, oh no, I get collapsed upon, you just pounce out. She has very good clear. She's pretty easy to play, honestly. She does fall off, but like most casual games, like are very sort of 20, 30 minute. You don't really have late game in casual games. And I think just find someone you like, practice them a lot. Like for me, it was Loki. Like I just played heaps of Loki, and then I tried other junglers, and then it's just a more consistent way of learning the jungle without having to relearn a god simultaneously.
So this is a good question. What sorts of things do you guys do to get better at casting? Read up on abilities, practice looking at the mirror. So, what I know me and the machine like to do is we like to watch SPL casts
Yep.
from like
Yep.
Hindu Man
Yep.
and Bart DM, all those guys. We look it up on Smite VOD because they basically put up everything. And what I like to do is I like to go through abilities. I do actually have a notepad here, and I started writing down every ability of every god. And I like to read through this sometimes. Um, so yeah, that's what I do. What
I've
about
given,
you? What
I've
about
given
you?
up my hope for casting.
Really? Why? Don't give up.
It went really badly, and I
No,
can't
it
be-
didn't.
Don't go discouraged.
didn't.
Don't get discouraged. You
But,
can
like,
do it. You can do
First
it.
casts always go bad because it's
Yeah. Like
first
I
casts are
can
never
agree
good.
with that.
Like again, if you look at our first cast, they're pretty bad, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think everyone's is honestly. Like
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
Nightfall was really bad as well. Like
it was
it's
terrible.
there's nothing wrong with that. Like when you're new, you're supposed to be bad. Like no one's gonna be good to start off with. I think my advice is drop out of uni and work a shitty retail job for 25 hours a week,
That's definitely
and
right. I
basically
agree
give
with
up
that.
on any prospect of.
Yeah,
of
that's,
any-
that's worked for me in the machine at
Yeah.
least. Yeah, that definitely works.
No, you think I'm kidding, but like I'm not. No, honestly, like anything else in the entire world, consistency is the main thing, and just
Yeah.
practice.
And especially when you're starting off, watching your own shoutcasts will actually help a lot. And getting advice from shoutcasters as well helps a lot. Watching your own shoutcast back will actually give you a lot better idea of stuff you're doing wrong. Like a lot of times, you won't actually notice if you're doing something that you might
Yeah.
not be you shouldn't be doing. We pick each other up on stuff a lot because we're a duo. We can hear each other. But watching your cast back and seeing what can I improve on, what are pro casters doing that I'm not doing, that definitely helps out.
I think
as well.
also like the hardest part and the main thing about casting is your mentality. It's you
Yeah.
got to really like immerse yourself. You got to really be like excited. And there's a few things that can help you get in the right mindset. I think the first thing is cast with someone. Like solo casting is
Yeah.
the worst thing in the universe. And like HughZ, for example, like I'm sure he wouldn't have gotten very far if he wasn't casting with his friend Timmy. Because like even if you're crap, even if you're doing terribly, you're having fun with your friend. And
Yeah.
you sort of you bounce off the energy, and that's how Blake and I got far. Is we just enjoy casting together, and we get like motivated because of each other. We bounce off our energy and stuff. So that's
Yeah, I
why I
agree.
find like casting over Skype is a lot harder because it's a lot harder to get again into that mentality and to get that energy. Whereas in person, it's a lot more fun, and you have the person next to you. It's easy to communicate and coordinate. So
Yeah.
find a friend. If you want to get into casting, find a friend, cast with them. And there's a few things that help, like like having a coffee before you start, having a sugary beverage or energy drink,
Keen
or like
beats,
going,
as we call it.
keen beats, yes, keen beats.
beats.
Yeah.
We play music that like gets us keen and stuff, or going for a run beforehand, just to like it's all mentality,
Yeah.
practice, consistency, find a friend.
Yeah.
And
I
what?
think that's it.
That's what I like. Sorry, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, I definitely agree with everything everyone said. And the thing I found the most useful was actually you guys, because I put my first video up and Callum contacted me straight away, like, it's really good. Here's just some little tips and stuff to get better on. And Rank as well has given me some tips and stuff. People in the comments have told me stuff. Just really you guys as well out in the community really embracing it and really enjoying it. It's been pretty amazing actually watching people respond to these videos and stuff. The one little exercise I like to do is, because Timmy, I swear, like Timmy's a genius or something, because he knows every ability, every passive off by heart. And so what I do before
wish.
every stream is like I run through the abilities of the gods. Like I do like a little memory game where I try and say like repeat them all back to Timmy, and then if I get any wrong, I read up on what it is, and then have to go through the whole list again, or he makes me do it at random and stuff like that. And so that helps me to learn the abilities, which is something I wasn't so great at first. And yeah, like casting is just all about, as Callum said, enjoying it and doing like having fun with your friend. Like I don't think I've really ever told the story of how I actually got into casting. I say into casting. I've done like 7 videos, but whatever. So we were in the last one-day tournament and the Harlequin, and when the brackets came out, we found out we actually had a first round bye. And we were either going to be playing Trident or Feeds Are Us. So we decided to do a little bit of research on the teams, see who played what we should ban out and whatnot. And we decided, like, I came up with the idea, like, hey, let's spectate the game and we can watch what's going on. And so we started spectating it, and some stuff was happening. And, like, everyone was going, like, oh, did you see that? Oh, that's stuff. And then I just started, like, because I'd watched like the EU regionals and NA regionals and SWC, and I just started like yelling out stuff that was happening. Like someone tower dived and died, but got a kill under that. I was like, hashtag worth it. And then everyone's like laughing and giggling and stuff. I'm like, oh, am I like making a dick of myself? Am I being really annoying? Like, no, it's really funny. It's really good. Keep going. And so Trident obviously ended up winning, and then they played us, and stomped us into the ground. And we're all kind of just like flat after that. We're like, oh, what do we do from here? And so we all just kind of went our separate ways and decided to just play some regular Smite. And then in the clan, 8 guys queued League's Conquest, and 5 of them got on the team together, and 3 of them were on the other team. And it ended up being a really good match. And they came up to me afterwards and said, "Hey, you should try giving this a cast. Just even if you just put it up on YouTube, I think it'd be really funny." And so me and Timmy did that. And that ended up being our first video, was Team Salty v Team Harlequin, and from there it's just become what it is now, and it's just been so much fun.
Yeah, I think anyone can cast. Just give it a go. Like
Exactly
a lot of people
right.
sit around saying, "Yeah, I could cast. Would do it then." Like, what are you waiting
exactly.
for? And also, like, you don't have to post your videos. Like, honestly, and you probably shouldn't, because your first casts are going to be pretty bad. So just do them with your friend. Don't be too critical. Just have fun with it. Have a look at it. Don't post it, and then like maybe your third or fourth video when you're a bit more confident with it, post that, get some feedback, and then from there it's just getting consistency in practice.
Exactly
but
right.
I think that's all we can really say about it, unless you have any advice.
No, that's
Knightfall,
most
you
of
okay?
mine. That's
I nearly died. Just because something in chat, we can move on.
Okay.
So I just
think I
want to
know
go
what
back
you're
to
about.
bouncing. Yeah, it was that. It was what you thought. So what Callum? You said bouncing off someone else's like energy, like is really good. That's why I like Rankonius a lot. Is he gets
Yeah.
into the team
Yep.
fight so well. Like he is so keen when someone goes in and fights. It's like, oh my god, and that he's really easy to like bounce energy off and like, holy crap, like what is this? Like during the Trident finals in the Cyber Gamer tournament, that was actually like amazing.
It's pretty damn high.
When Divine was like landing sick as Spirit of the Nine Winds, I was like, wow, like I was hyped when that happened. But having Rank there was like, this is like really good. He's a great caster. Like he just like brings the energy up so high, and he does it really professionally. Shout outs to Rankonius, who unfortunately could not make it tonight
Rest in peace.
due
His
to
fiance
unforeseen.
killed him.
Yeah, his lasagna came back.
Okay, so any other questions for anyone?
Hit us up, guys.
Someone give me a question. I want to answer something. I
Yeah.
don't care how messed up the question is. Let's go.
How many onions can you eat in a row without throwing
Yeah.
up?
Eat.
Without throwing up, probably 2.
2? Okay. Can you grunt again, please? I want a soundboard here. No! You can probably get it from the YouTube video that I'll put up either tomorrow or Tuesday.
Knightfall has a really bad habit of making various sound effects.
Dude,
whilst we're
sound
casting.
effects make everything like so much better.
Will I 1v1 you? No, because the Joust map is disgustingly broken.
In real
Why?
life? Yeah, I will. Hey,
I have a
TopNotch, you
question
leave.
for you.
TopNotch, where the hell have you been?
I have a question for TopNotch. Why are you such a cool _ dude?
Because he slept in for 12 hours. That's why.
Yeah, he told us on Facebook, and then like, yeah.
I had to carry the team here. Damn.
Yeah.
Am I actually going to marry Callie one day and have cute babies? That's up to her.
Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
I
You have no
will.
choice.
I'm his
You
wingman.
decide
I will
on a
make
str-
sure that happens.
Yeah.
confirm.
I'm his wingman. He's my boy.
Yeah.
Assault would not work for a 1v1. You can't back.
So yeah, my question for Killage is why is Joust broken for 1v1s?
The respawn times are terribly screwed up. You kill someone at their let's say you kill someone at your Phoenix. By the time you get to their Phoenix, they've
Oh, they
already
respawn.
Yeah.
Well,
Even
that
if
drags
there's
out,
no-
obviously.
even if there's no minions.
Knight, can I have your number? I don't have a number. It's
Yeah.
14.
So you're saying that you think the respawn timers should be longer and more punishing?
Yeah, like the respawn timer should follow the conquest timers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think that Joust can be very slow and boring, even though there's short game lengths, because like there's only one lane and you just instantly clear the lane. And then like it's just so hard to push towers and phoenixes. It's just sort of like waiting for someone to get out of position because you can't siege in Smite.
Yeah. Well, Should we wrap it up or just keep going? It's really
I
up
think
to
we should
you
wrap it
guys.
up. I think we
Yeah,
should.
we're
we
getting
wrap it
pretty
up?
long. It's nearly been 2
Yeah.
hours.
Oh wow! This is
Considering there was
longer
no
than
news
every other
this
one.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a short week this week. Nope.
Not anything happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, so that's gonna be it for us. We'll try it. Should we go on TeamSpeak and have a few viewer games? and
Yeah,
things?
I can hang out on TeamSpeak a little bit.
I'll come on TeamSpeak. Why not?
Alright,
We got
we'll
stuff to do.
all jump
We got
on
heaps of
TeamSpeak.
footage to take.
I can
It's
talk. I
not
probably
like-
won't play.
Okay.
Yeah.
My video is coming along pretty well for why Smite is awesome.
Okay.
Yes, Kane.
It's getting pretty pro, but we need a lot of footage, like very specific stuff. So we have to lab that.
Okay. Sweet. So, thanks very much for watching this Deoceide podcast, guys. Any final words?
Follow me on my stream, twitch.tv/Killage. Let's go.
Okay.
Hashtag self-promotion.
50 more to 200. Let's go.
Yeah. Just,
We plugged way too much.
Okay.
All YouTube videos
Better
coming
tell
from my
them we got
channel.
it on you.
Okay, sweet. So that's gonna do it for us here. Thanks, guys, for watching. Join us on TeamSpeak, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Yeah.